Even if you've never had a pork chop, you've never had a chicken leg,
Maybe they didn't.
then they clearly should not be translating. If
should
they
not
are
be
not
part of the
worldly
translation
enough to
team.
have experienced a chicken leg and or a pork chop.
Folks, welcome back to some more of Golden Sun. All right, we're back in the desert. This is the red cyclone that we need to take. I'm going to vomit! Here we are, Crossbone Isle. So, I don't know why players' guides used to do this, but it's just like, take this twister to the secrets of Crossbone Isle. The hardest monsters lie here. Good luck. And I'm like,
And then just nothing.
I'm sorry, what? Like, with Let's Plays, it's just like, and this is the secret area. This is how you do it. With online guides, people would take the time to be like, this is the secret area. This is how you do it. But players' guides would be like, hey, this is a secret. Good luck.
It's a secret, and we're going to keep it that way.
I put a 5 in your pants. Good luck. So yeah, this is the hardest area in the game. There's a combination of very ridiculous puzzles and exclusive battles that can be fought nowhere else. So we have the hardest encounters of the hardest boss.
Yeah.
One last Ginny that we gotta find. A single fucking coin that I got out of that
You've
chest.
got one gold to bloom.
Plastic! That's basically what's happening. And yeah, this boss is brutal. Oh, and we also have cursed weapons. I forgot about that. So cursed weapons, they're the most powerful in the game, but you can't unequip them.
Oh,
Unless
nice.
you go visit a priest.
Okay.
And he's just like, I see you fell for the cursed weapons.
So it's like the grass sword in Adventure Time.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably where the grass sword got the idea, was cursed weapons from RPGs. To where, like, they are bound to you. And also, like, sometimes you lose a turn because it's just like, your weapon is cursed. And I'm just like, ugh. So
Rude.
it's a gamble. Like, when you attack, you do, I believe, like, double damage.
But
Sometimes it's just like, you're a sitting duck. And for this boss, you don't want to be a sitting duck.
Right.
Every turn counts for this boss.
Since we've called it quits on Adventure Time, which, again, I am 1,000% okay with.
I wouldn't say call it quits, just taking like a long hiatus until
Yeah.
like I get the energy to like try one more time.
I mean, I don't... The best parts are done, in my opinion.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because like right now, like it's getting popular again because Fiona and Cake show is happening, and I'm just like, okay, neat.
But the grass sword, like, Finn ends up losing the grass sword, and it grows into Fern.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for, to actually see Fern as a character, because
Yeah.
he's a boss in the video game we played, and I'm just like, who's this? And you're like, oh, that's Fern.
Fern is interesting because he, like, when he is born, I guess, he doesn't realize that he is not Finn.
Right,
So Fern is just a grass version of Finn.
right, but he
Like-
believes he's Finn.
Yes.
So Metal Sonic.
I don't know Metal Sonic.
Okay. Metal Sonic was built by Robotnik to counter Sonic's abilities because Sonic is like super fast. So he creates a robot to mimic. And Metal Sonic starts to have a
Like an identity crisis.
identity
yeah.
crisis and believes that, no, I can keep upgrading. I'm the true Sonic. You're just a copy.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to
Well,
keep
yeah.
updating to become the superior version
So that's, like,
and erase you.
that is kind of what happens, but, like, Fern and Finn aren't enemies.
Oh, really?
Which is why I don't really understand why they chose to have him as, like, a boss in the video game, because they're not enemies.
No? Interesting. Are they more like Sonic and Shadow?
Yeah.
To where, like,
They're-
Shadow's out for Shadow at the end of the day. But he's also
yeah.
looking for purpose.
They're, like, they're not enemies, but they're, like, acquaintance of, like, when Finn needs help, he can reach out to Fern. But they're not, like, BFFs.
Okay. By the way, the new Sonic movie is coming out in, like, pretty much 1 year, like in December. I think it would be awesome for us to stream Sonic Adventure 2, like the game that movie is clearly going to be based off.
Okay.
To play that game, and then you can see the movie, so you can actually see a comparison
of like
a movie to a video game. I think that would be very interesting. So you could see like the original story and then see how the movie's going to take it.
Yeah.
I already got my wish. I heard the opening notes to Live and Learn. I'm like,
oh
woo!
God.
Shoot me out to space Spock style. I'm done.
I wonder if they're just going to have like the melody of it.
I don't know, because at the end of the day, it's still owned by Sega. Crush 40 is like pretty much tied to Sega.
Yeah.
Like, they have no problems working with Sega. At the end of the day, they get paid. So it could go either way. I'm, at the very least, expecting, like, the riff to appear somewhere, and maybe in the credits. Like a cover or something. That's what I'm expecting. But, I mean, even having those notes in the teaser is more than enough. Yeah, that's it. But they even, like, replicated the logo. So they know exactly who this movie's for.
Yeah.
Because they're bringing in Shadow, they replicated the logo, they know the theme song of the game. So Jim Carrey's back. So I really think they're going to try to adapt that game-specific story into the movie while still taking some liberties. Because we still got the Donut Lord in here. And the Donut Lord isn't in the video game. There's people in the video game, but not the Donut Lord.
Okay.
Who I forget his actual name. James Marsden's character. That one. But no, I think that'd be very fun to experience the game of nostalgic, and you can see the origins of Follow My Rainbow. Escape from the City.
Like, I understand that it's supposed to be, like, light and child-esque and fun. And then it's like, the hardened teenager rebellion type thing throughout.
Yeah.
Like, you lose the innocence of childhood. Mm-hmm. I still hate it.
That's okay.
Like, I just feel like and it's only the one lyric. The rest of the song is fine.
Yeah.
I just really freaking hate Follow Your Rainbow.
I mean, I have those moments too. Like, I love the song How Far I'll Go, but I hate the lyric, I know everybody on this island wants to stay on this island, or something like that. And I'm just like, huh?
I know everybody on this island has a
purpose on this island? Yeah.
So maybe I can roll with mine.
I'm just like,
Rhymed island with island.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. So, like, yeah, that gets me a little salty.
Yeah.
I still like the song, but, like, I hate that lyric.
Well, that's how I feel about it. Is like, the song is fine. It's just like, why? Why follow your rainbow? Like, you couldn't think of anything less cheesy.
I used to think it was Follow My Way Home. And then
that'd be so much freaking better.
And then I looked at the lyrics. I was like, oh, Follow My Rainbow. Okay, fine.
Every moment, red letter.
Every moment, red letter.
I hate it. Hate
it. All right. Escape from the City is like the guilty pleasure. Live and Learn is an actual bop, and you will not be talking smack on our Lord and Savior Live and Learn in this household.
Oh, that's like the angsty teenage one?
That's the actual main theme of the game. The song that actually plays in the teaser.
Well, that's like the end one where it's not Follow Your Rainbow.
Correct.
Yeah. No, I like that one.
Yeah.
That one sounds like it could be like an actual song from, the early 2000s by like Fall Out Boy.
Yep.
Sum 41.
Butt rock before butt rock.
Like.
Pretty much.
Whereas if I heard Follow My Rainbow on the radio, I would change the station.
Change the channel.
I'd be like, this is clearly not meant for me.
No, I'm gonna sit this one out.
But I am also like, I was always pretty emo, like the emo alternative kid, so like.
So Shadow.
Yeah.
Because like, Sonic Adventure 2 is about, I love how we've just talked about nothing but Sonic and the Golden Sun, whatever.
Golden Sun is like, yeah.
It's just,
okay.
I'm doing interesting things too, like rearranging my equipment, and it gets better, I swear.
Going indoors.
Fighting grizzly bears. Pay attention to me.
See, those look like rodents of unusual size.
Rodents of unusual size? I don't think they exist. We also have a succubus. She's there. Like I was saying, like, most of these enemies, they're exclusive to this area.
Yeah.
Now, they're all recolors, but they are enemies exclusive to this area. So it's like, that's not a nightmare, that's a succubus. Which I believe you've toned down on since our Trials of Mana days.
Yeah.
To where you're just like,
What the fuck is a silktail? It's a pink rabbi that I will accept none else.
I mean, I'm still just like, it's kind of lazy. But after, like, helping with guides and stuff for, like, your games, I'm just like, oh my god, can we just change the color, please?
That's
like,
exactly what
I can only paint so many oozes. Like,
That's exactly what it is. Well,
Yeah.
Way back in the day, a cartridge could only hold so much data.
Yeah.
So if you're just like, we have 200 monsters, and you just can't fit all 200 monsters,
you would just recolor.
you're going to recolor the slime 3 other times.
Right.
I think one of the earliest examples was the original Dragon Quest in America called Dragon Warrior.
Yeah.
They recolored, like, there's, I think, a total of just, like, 25 monsters. The game has, like, well over 50, but most of them are recolors, but they're 25 different designs.
Yeah.
And it was a big deal because they were hand drawings by Akira Toriyama, who's a big artist in Japan. He did Dragon Ball Z, stuff like that. And they converted his art into sprites. They did the same thing with, oh my god, the artist of Final Fantasy. Beautiful artwork. And they made it a point to replicate his artwork as close as possible to those original sprites.
Yeah.
But, like, you can, it's in most of the new Final Fantasy collections. You can look at the art galleries, and they're beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely stunning. But, like, again, sprites can only do so much to replicate that. They're faithful, but the art is just like night and day.
Right.
It's fantastic.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm taking some liberties with the artwork, you know, that I'm doing instead of just verbatim what the sprite looks like.
Yeah. I think what would be cool is if when we do an RPG, like, from scratch with all of our own assets, and you draw something, and then have to do a sprite of that drawing. I think that'd be really cool. To be like, all right, we're going to draw our own bat.
Yeah.
And now we're going to do a sprite of that bat.
Yeah.
And make it match the artwork. I think that'd be pretty neat. But one step at a time.
Yeah. Baby steps.
See, there's the mystery blade. I believe that's the cursed blade of Crossbone Isle.
I have too many hobbies I want to do to have a full-time job.
I know, right? That's why I like having a fixed schedule, because it allows me to fit in the hobbies easier.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of just, hey, can you come in? No, I had plans with the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I gave you your time. I don't want to come in and fill for someone else. I'm not interested in that. I want it to be set to where it's just like, this is what I'm working, this is what I'm making, this is the rest of my life. Because, like, this is the first time, I don't want to get too emotional here, where I just sit and I actually see a future.
Yeah.
Both with the job intact
And with your hobbies
my
and
hobbies,
your life.
exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas all the other jobs beforehand, I'm just like, how the fuck am I going to make this work?
Yeah.
It's like I'm either going to kill the hobbies, which I don't want to do. That's basically like, here's the noose. Or be like, nope, this job ain't for me. I don't see myself being here long term. So that's a nice feeling.
Yeah.
You know what else is a nice feeling? Taking down a lich. It's the lich. That's one of the sad things about recolors is when they're renamed things that are like much bigger.
Yeah.
So like this thing was a ghost early on, and it's just a recolor, and it's called a lich. I'm like, that ain't a lich.
Yeah.
A lich is so much more than just another ghost.
There's a part of me that, like, I think my issue would be completely resolved if instead of making it a different creature, like, we're not dumb. A lich and a ghost are two different things. Like, they're not even close. And, like, what the creature actually is. So why couldn't you recolor it and then call it like the gray ghost or
Well, here's my
something
question.
like that? Like include the color.
What is the official name in Japan? Like, is this the fault of the designer being like,
yeah.
oh, let's just name it this?
Or is it the
Or is this the
translation?
translator being like, I don't know what the hell that is, so we're just going to call it a lich
Yeah.
and ship it out.
But I mean, like, to me, that would completely alleviate any of the animosity towards recoloring, is to be like, this is the dragon, this is the red dragon. Like, and then it can have all of its own stats and its own thing because
It's
it's
literally
the red
a color
one.
change.
It's the
in
red
the
one,
name.
like, you know, versus like this is a rabbite, this is a silk tail. I'm sorry, what the fuck is the difference other than the color?
His tail. So, rabbits have the little powder puff, whereas silktails have more of a plume.
Their tail is just up. Like,
That's it.
like to me, like I don't know. I feel like I would respect it more if they didn't try to like pull the wool over the eyes and be like, no, this is a completely different creature. No,
Well,
it's
technically,
not.
they pulled the silk over your eyes.
Yeah, shut up. It is quite literally the same thing. Just, you know, respect our intelligence as players, please.
What? Have you heard the story of Final Fantasy
Yes,
Mystic
I
Quest?
have.
It's just like, we're not going to give them Final Fantasies 3 and 5. Those are too complex for those dumb Americans.
Yeah.
Instead, we'll do a very dumbed down, watered down Final Fantasy, call it Mystic Quest. They'll love it. We didn't love it. I like the music.
Again,
I think it looks
that's
cool.
what happens when you don't respect the intelligence of your players. Like, but it's just like I don't.
Shut
I don't.
up and consume our product.
For me, it makes more sense to just. You know it's the same dragon. We know it's the same dragon.
Yeah.
Just that one is simply dragon. This one is red dragon. See how easy that was?
Yeah.
Very, very simple. Oh, but we went to the forest area. Now there's green dragon. All new set of stats. All new set of powers. Completely fucking fine because it is the green dragon.
Ooh, what's a fairy ring do? Hang on. Acts like an elixir in battle. Yes, please. Okay, so we don't have to worry about status effects for that character.
I'm very passionate about this, okay?
No. I know you're passionate when you take more than one episode to get on that soapbox.
Yeah.
Let's talk about AI again. Dust off that soapbox. Da-da-da. Let's talk about enemy recolors. Da-da-da.
Childbirth.
We don't have to revisit. Jesus, that's a big griffin. Holy shit. These are big boys. Someone's been drinking their milk?
It looks like they have little hula skirts.
Where do you see that? You talking about their tufts? On their chest?
I guess it's the tufts. It's their feet.
Yeah, it's their feet.
What's hanging behind them?
Let me see.
Well,
Their tail? Their back legs?
Okay, that's what I was seeing.
So what's
I
happening
was seeing their back lion legs and
Yeah.
thinking that was their front claws, and then their front claws looked like a little hula skirt because they weren't doing. They're just like literally flapping in the front, like they weren't
I
doing
need to
anything.
show you. I think it's like a Reddit or something called like what the art actually is versus what I saw.
Yeah.
So it shows like sprites from I believe like Super Metroid and
Yeah.
Zelda: A Link to the Past. It's just like this is the shit that I saw. This
Yeah.
is the art of what it actually
Yeah.
is. So it's just like all
But
this
it's like
time
if you look
I
at
thought
it,
this was a
if you look at it
nose.
from that angle, like from the, doesn't it look like fucking little hula skirts?
Yeah, I can get that. I can see that now.
But they switched the angle, and we saw that. Oh no, those are their talons,
Yeah.
and then got it.
It's okay. You're not the first person to do that, so it's just like,
Well, I mean,
welcome to looking at game sprites.
it's just like poor Jamonius with his chicken leg potions. Just
He deliberately made sure that the sequel does not look like chicken legs. I think that sunk a little skin deep.
oh, I mean, like it just. I think they were fine. Like look at Castlevania. They do actual chickens, so like and actual roasts and
Well,
pork.
according
like
to the game
just
manual, those are called pork chops.
the chicken legs.
Yes, those are pork chops. Could also be just American translations not knowing what the fuck a wall chicken is. The community calls it a wall chicken, but the official game manual for the game says pork chop. I don't have any original game manuals. The oldest ones I have are like Game Boy and Nintendo 64.
I
They didn't last as long.
just why?
Like right over there is my Hercules game manual. I think I also
don't
have
understand.
Majora's Mask over there.
I don't understand. Like, come on, bro. Like, you can see that it is a chicken leg. Have you never had a fucking pork chop? Doesn't look like that. Even if you've never had a pork chop, you've never had a chicken leg,
Maybe they didn't.
then they clearly should not be translating. If
should
they
not
are
be
not
part of the
worldly
translation
enough to
team.
have experienced a chicken leg and or a pork chop. Oh my god, it's like the translation of Pokemon. Wasn't he eating like a cheeseburger and they're like, this pizza is delicious? Like,
Yep.
like, wait a minute. What?
It's not a cheeseburger. It's like a rice ball or something.
Yeah, it was something
'Cause,
really
like,
weird.
It's a Japanese dish.
Yeah,
But in
not like
America,
weird
it's
food,
just
but
like,
it was like a really weird
fast food or something like that.
translation issue of like, clearly that's not what that was.
For some reason, when you said Pokemon, I immediately thought of the games instead of the cartoon, which is weird, because usually the cartoon pops in your head first instead of the games, since it's been a while since I've experienced both, to be honest.
Yeah.
Storm gear, nice. I think the armor isn't cursed. I think just the weapons are cursed. So I could pop this bad boy on and be like, yeah, there we go. Yeah, like if there's a red aura around the weapon, I think that's how it tells you this is cursed. Be careful.
Okay.
But no, this is storm gear, resist water, fire, and wind. That's not cursed. Because when you equip something, it says cursed, cannot remove. So, I actually make the mistake of like equipping before saving, and I'm just like, shit. So that's the reason why we do the boss battle in the next episode, because I backtrack to a priest, get rid of the cursed shit,
Okay.
and then head off to the boss of Crossbone. Jesus Christ.
They're just pushing me along, man.
Yeah, it's just like, go, get out of here. Shoo, shoo. We close at 8. But I just want to stop for one thing. Shoo.
I know for where I work, I'm usually pretty like tolerant. On the outside, not on the inside. On the inside, I'm like, why the fuck are you here? Just go home. Like, go.
On the inside,
Just
you're
leave.
that cat meat.
Yeah. Yes. But on the outside, like, I'm not going to make you leave. I'm not going to make you move. Like, I will wait, because my area of the store closes a little bit earlier than the rest of the store.
I got you.
So it's like, I'll wait until, like, the store closes to be like, hey, you know, I'm really sorry, but unfortunately we are closed for the evening. You know, you gotta get out. But there's, like, a handful of people that are regulars that I just fucking hate. That as soon as they close my part down, I'm like, you gotta go. You gotta get out now. Like, get your shit and leave.
No, it's nice to where I'm now at a job where, like, one of my coworkers be like, it's 29, guys. It's like, that's the time we get to leave.
Yeah.
There is no, wait until the last customer leaves.
Yeah.
Because, like, I used to hide in the back. And, like, the customer's standing there. It's just like, whatever. I ain't helping them. Because I'll just get cop an attitude.
Well, I know when I worked at the craft store, I would follow people. Like, because we weren't allowed to say certain, like, phrases to them because it was poor customer service. It was considered rude. So we would come up to them and just be like, you know, hi, do you need help finding the last items for your shopping adventure today or something like that? Mm-hmm. And if they said no, we would just follow them with a smile. Until they were like, what are you doing? And be like, oh, well, we are closed for the evening, so I'm here, you know, to help you find your last final items.
Yep.
Like, but the one retail job that I had, the registers were connected to corporate.
Okay.
So it was quite literally like, when we closed, the registers were turned off.
Oh, that's
so, like,
beautiful.
if you were not up front, ready to check out before the store closed, you had to put all your stuff back. Yeah.
That's how you do it. Connected to corporate. Uh-oh. Lizard King woke up from his slumber.
Dun dun dun. But yeah, like, I can't make heads or tails of that sprite, if I'm honest.
Oh, really?
Like, I'm sure if you, like, explained what it was, I would be able to see it, but just looking at it, like, I don't know, like, my brain can't put together what it is.
What do you think it looks like?
Well, I see that it's a lizard king, so more than likely, like, a lizard... Okay. I can kind of see it now.
Yeah, it's kind of like a giant lizard man.
Yeah.
That's one of the easy ones.
But yeah, at first I was just like, where, like, what is it?
This is a pixelated mess. That's what we're fighting right now. A big old pixelated mess.
Well, it's just kind of like, there's no clear indication of, like, where one part of the boss or enemy stops. The next part.
To be fair,
stops
all these enemies
starts.
have the boss music that plays because the boss of this area has his own music.
Okay.
So, like, every
They're all a
encounter's
bunch
a
of
boss
mini-bosses.
here. Yeah, they're all a bunch of mini-bosses here. So as you can see, like, it's a pattern. Like, before you enter the challenge, you face, like, a mini-boss, and then you go in and there's a puzzle with some treasure chests, and then you go to the next floor, and you keep descending until you reach the core where the
Okay.
actual boss lives.
Gotcha.
But pretty much every puzzle requires you to use, like, all the synergy you've gained up to this point. So it's like a refresher of just like, do you remember how to raise the water and push logs?
Yeah.
Do you remember how to use reveal?
I hate that he just stood there for a second and just looked into our souls. Like, listen, bro, I'm sorry. We had to do this. It's a part of the game.
So, what stares into your soul deeper? Isaac's eyes or Luigi's cold?
Oh my god,
dead
it was
stare?
Luigi. For sure, because, like...
This was Mario and Luigi Partners in Time.
Oh my god. So there's a part where you're playing as the older brothers, the adults, and then you have to switch to playing as the babies.
There's quite
and
a
the
few
older,
parts like that.
Yeah, and the older brothers are just like dead to you. They don't move. They just stop wherever you leave them. And friggin' Luigi had stopped moving, just staring straight out at the player, like just dead-eyed, just staring. And I couldn't break away from him. Like, I couldn't focus on what the babies were doing because he was just staring into my soul. And I'm like, Luigi, can you turn around, bro? Like, you're freaking me out just a little bit.
Oh, poor Luigi. What's really cool is by the end of this year, Luigi's Mansion 2 will be on the Switch.
Nice.
And then if I grab that, I have all 3 Luigi's Mansion games.
Nice.
So we could do like maybe around like Halloween, like a Luigi's Mansion marathon.
Yeah,
That'd be fun.
it would be fun.
The first one's super short. I never played the second one. And the third one's really damn good, but not super short.
Okay.
So we'll see. And again, if not this year, there's always next year. Like, I don't want to be like, we should stream this and this and this. I'll say it anyways, but like reality hits and it's just
there's 500 plus games, physical. I mean, not even the digital ones that you have.
Maybe? I don't know. I think 500 would include digital. I feel like 500's a bit much.
Do you see all of these games?
Oh, I'm looking right at them. Right beyond my computer screen.
And
but-
you're telling me that you don't have 500 games here?
Yeah, I'm telling you right now. Or, like, are you including collections as one game or multiple games?
I think it would depend on the collection.
Okay, because I have some collections that have, like, 6 or 7 games in them, so, like, that might be closer. But, like, I've only made...
Are you counting the cartridges? Because, like,
Yep.
I mean, you have a lot of cartridges, too.
Yeah, I'm counting everything. Because, like, keep in mind, of all the pages I made... Now, granted, it's not all the games I own, but, like, I stopped at, like, 210.
Yeah, but that wasn't nearly all of the games, and plus all of the games that you've gotten since then.
Okay.
You gotta remember, you started making these pages 4 years ago,
Yeah.
and you haven't made pages in...
But I haven't gotten 100 games
2
within
plus
4
years.
years.
I think that you have more than 500 games here.
Ah. How would we get the facts on this?
Count them.
Who's for counting my game collection stream? Let me know.
I'd count them. I like doing that.
Do you?
I would probably also try to alphabetize them, but I don't think that matters to you.
No, not too much. I'm more concerned with like console by console.
Because I mean, that's what I did with
Keep the consoles together.
the movies, the DVDs. I alphabetized all of them.
Yeah. The only thing is just like you mix the DVDs with the Blu-ray, and I'm just like,
Well, that's, I mean,
hey, a Chimera. There it is. I knew there were chimeras
we
in
don't
this
have as many Blu-ray as I think you think we have.
game. Oh, okay. You might be right.
I mean, there definitely are some in there, but their cases are also much smaller. They're easy to spot.
So, that little purple thing, that's the snake tail. It's pretty hard to see, but it's just a little snake.
I'm a snake.
He's got like a big old head. No, these guys are pretty tough. We're nearing the end. I think we have a couple more puzzles left. And we still gotta find that last Ginny. That last little Ginny Gin Gin.
Ginny, gin, gin, gin.
Raise everyone's stats. Nice. Oh, cool. They're weak to ice. Ouch. Ivan is weak to their scratches. Quit it!
You know that millennial song that you were playing?
Uh-huh.
As my ankles crack.
Ankles cracking, back ain't working. Yeah, it's called the Millennial National Anthem. I saw it on a short and I immediately thought of you. And then I kept watching and I immediately thought of me. I was just like, yeah, this is pretty accurate. I'd be offended if it wasn't such a bop. So how about that? Damn, you guys take a beating.
Why is their lion head so cute?
I don't know. I think the snake's the cutest. Little snake back there.
Well, like, look how cuddly that lion looks.
Rawr. I'm a lion, beware. Rawr.
That's a lion you could boop.
That's a lion you could boop. Exactly.
I watched Big Cat Boops for like 25 minutes this morning.
I got your teeth.
Oh my god, that's my favorite. Whenever they like go to yawn and she just grabs onto their giant ass fangs and is like,
Yep.
I got your tooth! And then she boop! And they're just like, what the I'm a predator.
Yeah. Just like, do not disrespect me that way, Danielle.
I mean, essentially, yeah.
I was king of the forest.
She like grabs their big old paws and is like, look at these little mittens! Meanwhile, it takes both of her hands to lift them.
Just like, did you just...
I'm like, yes, those are mittens, murder mittens.
Yeah, murder
but
mittens, exactly. Did you just make light of my murder mittens? How
I
dare you?
adore them. Like, I wish that I could do that, but I also
I
feel
don't
like
have the cojones for that.
I feel like I would get scared.
Yep.
Like, because there are certain like movements
They
that they
smell
do that
fear.
she's just like, oh, you're feeling a little grouchy today. And I'm like, ma'am, that's a 2-ton cat.
Uh-huh.
Like, you should probably leave now. And she's like, do you want a chicken? I'll make the chicken dance for you. And she's like dancing this raw chicken. And I'm like, they're gonna kill you.
Well, it's like, the one that I watch the most is Luna the Panther.
Oh my god, I love Luna.
And, like, she bonds with Luna the way we bond with our Luna.
Yeah.
But our Luna is like...
Is 8 pounds.
Yeah, 8 pounds, exactly. Whereas her Luna is very much not 8 pounds.
I do appreciate, though, like, especially for Luna the Panther, like, she is a trained professional.
Yes.
She's not just like,
Tiger King.
yeah. She's not just some rando that, like, bought a panther and was like, this is gonna be my pet. Like, she is a trained professional that cares for this animal.
Mm-hmm.
But I love watching Luna the Panther play with the dog.
But I also like how Luna the Panther sometimes loves the husband more.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just like, hey, I can relate to that.
Yeah.
Only mine's an 8-pound kitten. 8-pound little kitty cat. So there's our little Ginny. He's scared, though. He runs away. So we gotta find a way to trap him.
He's Bubka.
Yeah, he's basically Bubka.
Boobies, get back here.
He sees us and goes, meow.
I know, I was able to give her some pets this morning before she...
She hopped onto the bed, and then I gave her some pets. And then she wanted to hop onto my laptop, and I was like, nope.
Bub,
And then she sulked.
Yeah, Bub hasn't
She sulked
been
away.
feeling super well, so she's been, like, hiding and then...
lying down for a bit.
Yeah, kind of avoiding us. So we've been trying to keep an eye on her to make sure she doesn't just, like, curl up and die somewhere.
Halt. There we go.
I think the one thing that makes me feel better about that, knowing that, like, she is an older cat, is that she's gotten to experience, like, true and genuine love and affection.
Yep. Bane has joined us.
Bane!
Ah! I was wondering what would break first, your inventory or your equipment.
But there we go. We got all the Ginny. So to have the perfect build, it's interesting how the game encourages like experimentation. But if you do like all earth to Isaac, all fire to Garrett,
Yeah.
it's the most effective.
Yeah.
Because like you get new spells when like they're all lined up. It's just most effective to have them to
Yeah.
the appropriate
Person.
adept user, yeah. So like an interesting idea, and we'll experiment a little more in the sequel. But as we're nearing the end game and fighting the two hardest bosses, I'm gonna go with the dominant strategy.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I gotta do some inventory management so that we can get everyone the appropriate gear. Because we have a few more floors left. And then we take on the boss. I should have got rid of these tickets. I really don't need them anymore.
I'm gonna put them in a scrapbook.
Mm-hmm. No. No, hang on.
So it doesn't mean that that one is glowing.
The ice?
Oh, yeah.
So it means I can shatter it.
Okay.
Because what happened was it was a puddle, and I used like I
And then
believe,
you made it
frost
into
to
a-
make it
okay.
into one. And then it can be shattered to turn back into a puddle. If it's required. Oh, come on. Just trying to push you right into position. There we go. Pool!
Heave.
Alright, come up here. Grab this treasure chest. Water of life. Nice. And you might think I have too many items, but I'll use quite a bit when we get to this boss battle.
I am no
also
person
the
to
Venus
judge having
Lighthouse.
too many items. Because I tend to hoard items.
So the reason I'm pushing those pillars like into those gaps
Yeah.
is because when you backtrack, you don't have to go through the doors. You
You
can
can
just
just jump-
skip on
yeah.
through. And that's how you get out. Got ourselves some earth lizards here. They're guarding this floor, you nasty little beasties.
See, that looks like a lizard. The other one, I did not get lizard.
That was
right
a
away.
lizard man.
It was a lizard king.
Lizard king, yes. Lizard man were earlier. Earlier in the game, we fought lizard men. And
Yeah.
that was a lizard king. But they're part man, part lizard. Wonderful things are happening, Parker. Wonderful things. Whereas these are just little lizards. Well, not little lizards, they're pretty big. Pretty big and nasty. We're gonna have to take them down. I'm hoping I can survive. Hoping I can make it to the final floor. That's what's tricky about Crossbone Isle. Like, if you run out of supplies, you might want to head back or something because there's no really like checkpoint. You can save because you save your game just by pausing and stuff. You don't go to like save spots.
Yeah.
Which is nice. But optional dungeons, you don't want to go all the way to the bottom and then die and then be like, oh fuck, I didn't save.
Yeah.
Well, not going to be doing that again anytime soon. There's a ridiculous boss
Hi, Tiny.
that has like, I forget if it's like 100,000 or like 1,000,000 HP. But what's nice is that like you can fight it for a bit, leave, come back, and it'll pick up where it left off on the health. But like it's, I don't know the purpose of it, but like it just has like max HP. And you can like come back and fight it and stuff. I never fought it, but I heard like it is considered one of the longest RPG battles of all time, and it holds the record.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Because the actual winner was from an online game that apparently caused people to get physically ill because it went too long. So they removed it. Either removed it or patched it or something.
Part of me wants to be like, what's the point of that?
I don't know. I think they were just trying to make something like so challenging, especially in an online game when you have like a big community.
Yeah.
And like everyone comes together to beat the boss, but I think they overdid it.
Yeah.
Because like World of Warcraft had some of those. My dad would describe like these events where you're taking on the final boss of that story, and it has like this form and then that form, and then like it's like this whole event where everyone as a community takes on the final boss, and it spans like 2 hours.
Yeah.
And like it brings everyone together, and you feel like you and the rest of the world is taking down this enemy. So I get the appeal of it.
Yeah.
Personally, I think like some of them go a little too far. But I've never experienced something like that. I don't know if I'd like it or not.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how I'd feel about that.
I don't know the perfect length for a boss battle. Because some of them, I'm just like, wait,
I don't
that
know.
was the boss?
I don't know that it would be the length. I think it would be like the satisfaction included with the length. Like, if it's a difficult battle, but it only takes 10 minutes, you know, it can still be fun.
Okay.
The same as, like, if it's a fun battle, but it takes an hour, like, it can still be fun.
Okay.
But if it's, like, after a certain point, like, how is it fun anymore?
Well, let me ask you this. Do you count multiple phases or forms as one battle or different battles?
The same battle.
Okay. Well, Kingdom Hearts is going to be interesting. Because those fuckers just keep going. They're like an event in and of themselves.
To me, it would be the break. If there's a break, then it's a new battle.
Okay.
So, like, if you fight an enemy and then there's a break and you can heal and move around, and then another enemy, that's a different battle.
Okay.
I would say most of the time boss battles don't have that. Like, if there's multiple forms, you don't get a break in between. To, like, save or heal or, you know, rearrange your party. Like, that's
like
how
how
I would dictate, like...
I like how we're talking about final battles and bosses going too long, and all throughout this conversation, we're still fighting the same 2 goddamn lizards. Not a boss or anything,
Yeah.
just like...
Just a couple of lizards.
Two annoying damn lizards. And I'm just like, come on already, die. Nope, still standing.
Like, dang, lizard, we took down the king faster than this.
Well, each floor they get
More difficult.
more difficult. Well, there's actually a term between like enemies that are more difficult and spongy. So the term spongy means they just absorb more damage.
Yeah.
Nothing about them changes. They just have more HP.
Yeah.
And you're just chipping away. Whereas difficulty is the monsters
They
learning.
hit
It's
harder,
advancing.
they have more abilities.
Yep. They change phases.
Yeah.
They change tactics. That is when a battle evolves.
Right.
When it's spongy is the boss remains stagnant.
See, and I feel like
And it just
that
has a
would
lot of HP.
that would be a part of like how to make a longer boss battle but make it fun.
Mm-hmm.
Is like you're not just doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again. Like you have to switch it up. You have to actually play.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just...
Well, that's the beauty of Kingdom Hearts. Like, the final battles may take, like, close to 45 minutes, but it's like, okay, it's the main character and his allies. Oop, the bad guy sealed away his allies. You gotta free them.
Yeah.
Because you're fighting by yourself this time. Oh, now you're, like, doing an air battle or something.
Yeah.
Now you're doing the actual final battle. So it definitely mixes it up.
Yeah.
It's
Whereas just like the monotony
goes on for a bit.
Yeah, the monotony of just like, how many times am I gonna slash at them before they die? Like, that would be really boring.
Okay. And in the chest is another side crystal. You know, maybe I should be a little more liberal with these items. Just a pinch. I think about it, but then I'm like, nah.
I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
So how do you feel about final boss battles that kind of come out of nowhere? So let's say, like, we're fighting Saturos and Minority. We're going through and we're like, the final battles with Saturos and Minority. We kill them, and some other son of a bitch just shows up.
I mean, we've played games like that.
Okay, I thought so.
Yeah. Where it's just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And it's like, again, sometimes if you've had fun throughout the game and you've been enjoying it, I think that that's a fun thing. But if you've struggled throughout the game, like Alice, and, you know, it's, you're teetering between, do I like this? Do I not like this? I've really struggled while playing this. And then that happens. You're like, can't this just fucking be done already? Like, come on. Like, it's angering.
Alice? Really? There's 2 final battles.
Yeah.
There's the queen and then, like...
The queen.
The queen.
Yeah.
The queen, yeah. Like, there's some games where, like, you have 2 final battles, then another 2 final battles.
Yeah. I think, again, that comes into, like, how much is too much.
Okay.
You know, it's the Winchester issue of, like, how many times can you kill them before your viewer stops caring?
I got you.
How many final bosses can you have before it's just like, oh, well, another battle? Like, it's not that it's not fun anymore, but it's not a surprise anymore.
It's not a surprise. I got you.
You're just like, all right, you know, bring on the next one, I guess. Like, you're expecting it. It's not
Who
like that
dies
secret.
first?
Yeah, it's not that, like, secret, you know, oh, man, there's another form. Like,
God, I really suck at these carry puzzles. Now where the hell does it go? Because, like, technically, it's one of the synergies where you're blocking the way.
oh, yeah.
So it's like, you can use it, but if you're standing in the way, you can't move it. So it's just like, oh, come on. I was doing good up until this point. I was solving puzzles just being like, da-da-da. And now we're at the carry segment. You know, I could have edited this too. I don't know. We gotta be more legit because in the sequel we're gonna have puzzles like this, also puzzles harder than this.
Yeah.
And like, we're gonna be streaming the sequel, so it's not, well, I'm gonna edit this
Well,
down.
I mean, you've already said that, like, this is a heavily edited game because it is monotonous.
Yeah, it can be.
You know, it's like there are so many battles on your way to and from places, and you're facing the same enemies over and over again. Like, why would we spend so much time watching the exact same battle over and over again when you can edit that out?
Yes. What I'm saying is when we're streaming, that option goes away.
Yeah. But that's,
So-
I don't,
But that's where I'm interested.
it's not a
Games-
secret that we've edited this playthrough.
Exactly.
So, like, streaming, I would expect to see something different because you can't edit a stream
With
while you're streaming.
do you think you'll be nicer to more games, or kind of like, ugh, like this is really setting in? Like, it's different when you're watching something and it's edited. It's just like, not for me. But when you're watching it in real time,
I think it'll be a mix of both.
Mix of
because,
both?
like,
Okay.
there are certain times where, like, I'm watching and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Just do this. And, like, it's post-commentary. Like, I can't give input of, like, it's right there.
right?
It's right there. Go there. Go right there.
Dime to dum.
So I think that it will be like...
But then there's other moments where it's just like, no, really, what the fuck do you do?
Yeah, so where I'm just like, oh no.
It makes me anxious. It honest to God does.
But the nice thing is, with streaming, you know, so many of these games are single player, so it will still be, I'm like backseating. I can look it up, you know?
Yeah. Because I consider myself a competent gamer, not a good gamer. To where, like, I'll have streaks of being like, yeah, I did that. And then others where it's just like, oh, fuck, what do I do? Oh, I'm streaming, I'm live, what do I do? What do I do? And it just gets worse. It just spirals down from there.
He's panicking. He died 3 times in a row. Oh, there's 4. Can we go for 5? Hey, there's 5. Oh, another cream in your coffee, dear. Oh, there goes another straw. Oh, there you go again, dear.
But it's also just like, here, like, what are you doing?
Went for Mrs. Doubtfire, and I turned into Stewie Griffin.
Like...
I'm trying to get that chest. I'm trying to get that last
why
single
didn't you
chest.
just jump?
Jump to where?
The empty spot in front of the chest.
Oh.
That. See, that's what I mean, is like when we're streaming, I'll be able to be like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that?
Why aren't you using that brain correctly?
Whereas, like, I do that better when I'm backseating than when I'm actually playing, because I do understand that, like, when you're playing, you just miss things.
Yeah. It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Be patient, viewers. Be kind.
So I think it'll, like...
Be kind, rewind.
I think sometimes I might be harsher on games just because it is real time. But I think I'll also...
More lizards.
Be more involved in the game because I'm actually watching you play it.
I got you. Well.
I feel like the lizard in the middle.
That's a poison toad.
I feel like the poison toad in the middle. Arky-dart. Mama said we're having skitty tonight for dinner.
Oh, Jesus.
Tell me I don't wake up looking like that sometimes.
Nope, not at all. You don't look like that ever.
I am aware. I'm aware. I don't wake up like this.
Angry after 9 p.m.
Facts.
After
My
9
favorite
p.m.,
was
I'm
waking
cranky.
up and then, like, you're just like, aw, aren't you so cute today? And I'm like, I'm cockatieling. I feel myself cockatieling.
Yep.
Because my hair was just sticking straight up.
Hey! Thunder lizards went down quicker than the damn earth lizards. Okay, here we go. Oop, Ivan went down too.
See? That's a good example.
Fuck, me is down too.
You have ground lizards that are green and purple lizards. They're just a recolor.
Yep.
But all they had to do was change the color. You had ground lizards, and now you have purple lizards.
It's called a thunder lizard.
Thunder lizard.
Yeah. So those were earth lizards. These are thunder lizards.
I'm fine with that still.
You're fine with...
Because they are both lizard.
Okay. So even in the
They're
context of red dragon, green dragon,
Yeah.
if it was like
Because
tree
you,
dragon...
you do that with your
and mountain
oozes. You
dragon.
have, like,
Yes.
your like, lava ooze, and then you have your ice ooze, and it's the same sprite in different colors. But they're both ooze.
Okay.
Like,
Ivan ooze.
You know, what's annoying is if you have, like, the ground lizard and then this one shows up, and instead of calling it, like, thunder lizard, they call it, like, the thunder dragon. I'm sorry, bitch, that's a fucking lizard.
The Mushu.
Yeah.
Dragon, not lizard. I don't do that tongue thing.
So it's like, you know it's a lizard. I know it's a lizard because you called it a lizard previously.
I gotcha.
But I'm okay, like, with once it's recolored, calling it something new, but same.
Same, but different. Okay.
So if it was like the Rabbites, and then Silktail Rabbites,
Ah, okay. So you just need.
So you're recognizing it is the
Add
same.
the original name to the end of that.
It
What's
is
your
the
last
same.
name?
Yeah.
Did you go to the DMV and change your last name? Is that what happened there?
Well, because it's the same. Think about it. Like Charmander. Charmeleon. Char. It's in there. We're not dumb. Same, but different.
Squirtle. Wartortle. Blastoise.
Hate it.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah. But I just, like, to me, it just makes more sense. Like, just.
I think the easiest is
It's completely fine to
Diglett,
recolor and.
Dugtrio.
It's completely fine to recolor and change the stats and everything, but don't treat us like we don't know that that is a lizard.
I
like-
got you.
Even if it's like how the one is like a ghost, call it spirit. You know,
Okay.
it's the same. You know, it's the same concept, but by
gotcha.
being like, oh, it's a ghost, now it's a lich. Those are two very different
Yes.
beings. Like,
Entirely different.
so you could have ghost, poltergeist. Those are different, but same enough.
Same enough.
You know.
I remember this in the future when I'm just like, hey, I'm recoloring this monster. What do I name it?
Just add the color that you're recoloring it.
So another neat thing about this dungeon, every time you open a chest and it contains gold, it has, I think, 100 more than the previous one.
Oh, okay.
So like the first floor, 111 gold. The second floor, 222.
Yeah.
Third floor, 333. So like we just got 888, so we're on the 8th floor.
Yeah.
I think there's a total of 10 floors. So we're almost done. We're almost there. Almost there. People gonna be happy cause I'm almost there. Thank you. And that activates this. And we got a puddle again. We'll activate that. Whoop, hang on. I wasn't facing correctly. Good job.
Good show.
And now, smoke bomb. Yeah, some of these chests I could have skipped.
I mean, they're there. It's fine.
It's fine, it's fine. You're forgiven. Cleric's ring. Ooh. Now, I believe with the Cleric's ring, removes a curse's effect. Okay. So there was a misunderstanding here. So I thought, oh, if I equip this, anybody is no longer cursed.
It's only the person.
It's
equipped
only the
to.
person it's equipped to. So let's, in this case, Mia has a cursed weapon and the ring that removes the curse. But if Garrett also has a cursed weapon, unless he has the ring,
He can't remove.
he can't remove the curse. So I was just like, oh shit. So Mia's fine. Garrett is not. And I need Garrett's turns badly in this final battle. So, you know what? I think that's why these last couple battles are going a little long, is because Garrett keeps losing his turns.
Mia's like, I'm so tired. I just need a break. Please.
Garrett's like, well, looks like I'm going to have to be with you guys in spirit. Cerberus. Cerberus, for some reason, has 2 heads.
Did you know that in the like Greek mythology
There's no specification of,
of
the
how
head.
many heads?
I do know that because it's in our creature collection.
Yeah.
Haha. I watch our shit.
I watch our shit. I just don't always watch all of the playthroughs.
And that's fine. The purpose of these playthroughs is to share memories, and then when we're in like our 50s or 60s, hey, you want to fire up the old Golden Sun playthrough we did?
I'll be like, no thanks.
Put that on the
I
back.
didn't care for Golden Sun.
Aww.
Let's rewatch the Yeez one.
Let's rewatch Yeez and Child of Light, but we already watched Child of Light. Child of Light!
Rewatch the child.
I really
of light
hope that
playthrough.
we're not like that in 50s. That's rolling up.
Yeah, that's more like 70s.
Yeah.
Maybe close
like-
to 80s.
I'll be dead real soon. Help me, help me.
Nah, I stole that joke. Not nice at all. So, of all the RPGs you've seen, is Golden Sun on the lower spectrum? Because we've gone through a
Yes,
handful.
but not in a bad way.
Okay.
So
explain.
it's not that I dislike it. This, I would say, is a game with good bones.
Okay.
Like, I know we've talked about it previously in a different episode, but, like, it has so much influence on games that, like, there's no way it could be a bad game.
Okay.
Because of, like, the influence it's had, the different things that it has put into place that were new at the time and really stepped up the game
Okay.
for the time.
Okay.
I think that I would love to see this remade
All right.
for a more powerful console where they could do possibly what the original vision was instead of breaking it into 2 games and rushing or kind of fluffing it out with the dialogue. So I don't want to say I dislike the game or it's on the lower end of the enjoyment. This is the frustrating game because
Okay.
I can see how good it could be.
Okay.
And I can see how good it probably was when it first came out.
I got you. But
I
you don't
feel-
have nostalgia for it,
Yeah.
so you just kind
I
of
feel like because I don't have the nostalgia for it is why it's on the lower end.
Okay.
I feel like if I would have played this as a kid and loved it,
Yeah, this was like your first RPG.
then yeah, I think it would still hold up over the course of time. But
Because
this
right
is one I
now-
would love to see be remade.
Both of these games were ported to the Nintendo Switch's online feature, so a lot of people are experiencing it for the first time.
Yeah.
And I believe it's mostly positive. Like, people are just like, oh, cool, I finally get to play the Golden Sun games.
Yeah.
There's only one series that I've actually watched where it's just like, these games aren't as good as I remember.
Yeah.
I watched, like, the K-Bash videos. They're so funny. And, like, I agree with it, too. It's just like, Kraden, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Kraden!
Yeah. Again, I think that
Hey,
this,
what about those lighthouses?
I feel like if this got the mana treatment, it could be insanely popular.
Yeah.
Because you do have the people
Well,
that...
the mana treatment helped the series because
Yeah.
now we're getting Visions of Mana.
Yeah,
the first
exactly.
new entry
And that's-
in a long time.
And that's what I feel like would happen if this one got remade
Mm-hmm.
into like more modern technology, more modern systems where like you can have like on-screen rotation where you don't have to pause the game like that to go through all the stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it could be same but different.
And those quality of life improvements could warrant a quicker sequel.
Yeah. But I also think that, you know, like you said, that it was... Sorry, I had a weird hiccup burp.
All right.
It was too much, so they had to split it into 2 games. They wouldn't have to do that.
No. Like, there's a...
So it really could be like the original vision.
Even though the Nintendo Switch is weaker than the PS5 and the new
Yeah.
Xbox and stuff like that, and, like... Although, to be honest, like, we're nearing the end of the Switch, and
The new console
Successor.
is...
right around the corner. So we don't know if it's going to be the most powerful console.
Right.
Probably
But I
not.
just mean even being updated.
But still,
Even if it was just updated.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's not on a handheld game anymore. Even if it was still on a handheld gaming system, those have advanced so much
yeah,
since this came out.
absolutely.
So it's like, I don't want to say it's my favorite because it definitely isn't my favorite, but I don't want to say that I don't like it because of all of those things.
Okay.
Like, and as a person, like, I would not consider myself a gamer. but like I've seen a handful of games at this point.
We're close to 50, which is
Yeah.
an impressive bulk.
So, and with that, I can see the influences. Not only in games that we've played, but games that you are making, games that like I've seen Jamonius make, games that I've seen you watching online that other people have made.
Yep.
Like I can see the influence of this game.
Okay. No, I think that's a fair trial that you gave Golden Sun.
Yeah. So it's not that I dislike it that it's at the bottom. It's just that I've been spoiled with seeing modern games and experiencing more modern games.
At least there's that respect for the old.
Oh yeah.
Like my problem is sometimes a little too much respect to the old, to where it can become like
Well,
too
that's
much nostalgia. Yeah.
Yeah.
That can be a double-edged sword, to where it's just like, is this actually good, or is it just like I have nostalgic
remember
memories
it.
to this?
Yeah.
That's where it gets tricky. Whereas the counterpoint is you have a lot that's just like, it's old, it's trash. I'm like,
Yeah, and
Hold on.
it's not because it's influential. Like the new stuff you deem worthy and good wouldn't be here without it.
yeah, there's that too.
So it's like give respect where respect is due.
Yeah. Like there's still flaws, but like you also have to you have to look at things a little both ways.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. And that's all I ask for on this journey. For some games, I will admit it will be difficult to
Yeah.
swallow.
And it's like, and we've had that conversation of like, I'm never going to lie and say that I absolutely loved something if I didn't.
Yeah.
But I can also see the good in certain things, which drives you a little crazy for like the Disney remakes when I'm like, no, it wasn't absolute garbage. And you're like, yes, it is. And I'm just like, no.
I feel
Like,
toned down
oh,
a
yeah,
little
absolutely.
bit. Maybe even just like a slither of
Yeah.
a hair, but I have toned
you've
down.
definitely toned it down. But that's what I mean is like I can still see good in things that I don't like
Nice.
and appreciate them. But I'm also never going to intentionally shit on something that I know you like,
Okay.
even if I don't like it.
Alrighty. Slowly peeling off the band-aid. So, final question on this tangent. How soon do you want to jump into Golden Sun: The Lost Age? Do you want to take a break and maybe play and stream some other games? Or do we want to hop right into it once these credits roll?
I think a break would only be fair because it's like, how many of the games have we played previous that have sequels
That
and
we
we didn't
haven't
like
touched.
immediately play those sequels?
Yeah.
So I think if that's something that we want to do, like these games that have sequels, let's catch up.
Yeah. Alice.
Like Alice 2, Little Nightmares 2,
Darksiders.
Darksiders 2,
Yep.
like, catch up on those sequels as well.
Yeah, and we're talking about direct sequels, not another Castlevania. Yeah,
Right.
we're going to play more Castlevania, but
Yeah,
they're not
but
as...
it's not directly like,
It's not as warranted as Alice Madness Returns
yeah.
and games like that. Okay.
It's not American McGee's Alice 2. That was,
Poor American McGee. He can't get the third game.
Oh.
I don't see it happening.
I saw the, like, concept art looked amazing.
He pitched the entire, like, rubric of the game and exposed it to, like, his Kickstarters and stuff like that. I don't think the Kickstarter succeeded. Publishers don't want to touch it.
Why?
Doesn't make money. Doesn't make enough money. So he's just trying, because you can tell he's poured like close to a decade
Oh, yeah.
into this third installment, and he just can't get it going. So like, whereas personally, I think he should just cut back a little bit, make something a bit smaller with like a smaller team.
Yeah.
Sort of like an indie dev.
Yeah.
And like just make something. But I also know he puts
Do what Big
so much
Hollywood
work
does.
into it.
Do the first half and call it American McGee's Alice 3 Part 1. Sell enough of it, and then release Part 2.
You could do that too. I don't know. I just feel really bad for him because could you imagine like putting all that work in, especially after doing like the first 2 games, and like you want to do a third. The fans want to do a third, but there's not enough support to actually get the third done.
That is honestly like one of my biggest fears as a creator.
Oh yeah?
Is that like I would do something and it's popular and then it's taken away from me.
Because like it's kind of similar to like what happened with Don Bluth recently. He wanted to go back into making 2D animated films and the Kickstarter failed, and then he's just like, maybe I am too old for this.
Yeah.
So like he backed off of the idea.
It's just like, it's such a sad concept. Even if just having something that you made and it's so popular that like the idea is removed from you. Like you're no longer in control of the idea.
Yeah.
You know, so that's something kind of like what they did with Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter and, you know, Game
Star
of
Wars.
Thrones and Star Wars, where it's like you made something so special that it's,
Death of the author.
yeah,
Yep.
it's just ruined by the love.
We don't have time to talk about Death of the author, but I'm sure we've
In the
talked about
next
it in the
one.
past. Yeah, there's always the next one. But as soon as I figure out this cockamamie log puzzle, we reach the final floor, and then we'll see you all in the next episode where we take on the Fiend
Let's
of
do it.
Crossbone Isle. So all I gotta do is figure out the proper position for this final chest in this godforsaken puzzle. And I didn't want to edit it because you'd think I was cheating, but I figure it out eventually. A light bulb goes off in my hollow head.
Fucking rude.
What'd she do now? Draw blood?
Well, my blood pressure is so low that like,
No.
give it a minute and it'll bleed.
Oh, you're like my dad. It's where it's just like,
I think we've established that I am your
Yes.
father.
I believe I made the joke. I'm like, if I start coming home and you're just sitting at the computer with your shirt off, I'm just like, we've skipped some levels here.
The question is, would you be horrified or excited?
I don't know. Because
Now part of me wants to do it.
out of context,
And
I'd
the
be
summer.
like, oh, baby. But in context, I'd immediately think of my father. And, like, that wouldn't work. I'd be like, well, your top's off, but I'm thinking of my dad, so... yeah, it's not happening. That's immediately what would come to my mind. So, that ruins that. Best part of the sandwich. Oh, well, oh, well. Boy, I'm glad we're never going to get famous because for best part of the sandwich, Phil would be like, all right, I want royalty checks for that
I know.
for that joke. And then Phil's father would be like, I'll be taking that money. I am the originator of that zinger. Thank you very much. But nah, half of nothing is nothing.
Yep.
So, haha. Sweet Jesus, I swear I get it soon.
I love those sale listings where it's like free microwave you pick up and it's like, oh well, that's gonna take some of my time. Is there anything you can do to like sweeten the deal and make it worth my time to come get this microwave? And it's like, yeah, I'll take half off the asking price. And they're like, well, it's free. And he's like, exactly, if you don't want it, someone else will take it. Like,
There you go. Nice. Well, as you're watching this, can you see the solution quickly?
I don't know what you're trying to do.
What I'm trying to do is make a bridge of all these logs to reach that chest way up there. See that little crevice right there? That's what I'm trying to do. Make a path so I can go up there and get that treasure chest. That's what I'm trying to do. And some can only go vertical, and the others can only roll horizontal.
I do.
You do? Son of a bitch. Well, maybe Golden Sun Lost Age will go a lot smoother. Because I was like, what the hell am I doing? What the hell are you doing? What do you mean? Do this. Oh. The light bulb has not clicked off yet. Oh, almost
Yeah?
there. Ah. Yay! the Muramasa.
But Isaacs can't carry anymore.
Oh no.
The inventory is full. Fuck you.
Too bad can you like drop stuff?
Yes, you can. Because that's what I'm about to do. Because I was just like, okay, we're a little over the hour mark. Let's conclude this. I know. As soon as I open the chest, I'll end the part. And it's just like, but you can't carry more. I'm like, bullshit. That ain't happening today, Sonny. But there we go. Now we got the Muramasa. Okay. Now we just get out of here.
Tuna, why are you being a weenie?
Push this.
Weenie, how general.
And there it is. The final floor. Alright, so in the next episode, we're going to board this scary ship. And we'll see you then.
Toodles!